I hope you have a blessed evening or a blessed day or a blessed afternoon wherever you are. I want to emphasize one thing very quickly, and I said it before, so I'm going to repeat it because repetition helps. Some people, actually many people, but I say some because you will only meet some of them during your lifetime. Some people, they don't want to grow. They don't want to learn. They just want to be relieved. For example, let's say that you have a guy, I'm just going to use a common example, who has a company. Okay, he went to college. He has a degree in business. And he has a company, but he gets almost no customers, only 2 customers a month. And now he has a debt to pay to the bank. And he's all stressed out. And then he sees a guy that comes from the ghetto. Even his written English is quite horrible, even though English is his native language. It is as if he never finished primary school. But that guy, he has a small business, not in the same branch as the guy that finished college, but that guy with that small business, he has around 500 customers a month. And that guy even goes on holidays frequently. Now what's going to happen? Commonly, that guy that finished college, that has a degree, who has all those connections, he has his company, that's quite professional. He even has a website in multiple languages, and he is frustrated. And now he's going to think, how can such an unimportant nobody get so much success? What's the real thing over here? He is upset because he grew in the expectation that when you're somebody, you're validated by society, then the success, the reward is coming. But he is the somebody now. He fits the criteria, but the reward ain't there. And then someone tells him, Jack, I'm just using common name, Jack, how many people that graduated that are successful do you know? And Jack begins to think, oh, well, he begins to name Bill Gates, Steve Jobs. He names a lot of names, and then someone tells him, Jack, those are celebrities. And by the way, Bill Gates never finished college. So where do you get that idea? Well, he came to a university, wants to give a speech. Then the guy said, but he never finished a degree, so what's up? And then Jack's thinking, what? Bill, come on now, Bill Gates, man. He's a top nerd, man. And then the guy goes into research and he finds out, hold on a minute, Bill Gates never did finish college. He was a dropout. He did become successful, but then he finds out even the success of Bill Gates in the beginning was a bit controversial. And then he begins to go through the alumni services of the universities in his country, and he found out that almost none, only except probably 8 of the people that graduated in his field became that successful. Most of the people had student debts, that jobs that they were overqualified for, and many of them were depressed. And then Jack began to think again, how can this be? And then someone reveals onto Jack, have you noticed that guy you're complaining about, that nobody from the ghetto, have you noticed he's using that trident and those mermaid symbols? And then Jack says, yes, but those are mythology, man. I have no time for the little mermaid, all that crap. This is real life, this is reality. And the guy tells him, Jack, haven't you noticed that many of those successful businesses out there, and even diplomatic, political missions, all use the trident and the mermaid symbols? Jack thought, come on now. But then when Jack was revealed an image with all the logos, he realized, hold on a minute. Why does the province of that country use that mermaid symbol? Is mermaid something fictional? And then Jack went to realize, hold on a minute, something doesn't add up here. Then someone told Jack, this world does not function the way you thought it was. Yes, career, yes, skills and diplomas, those are relevant, they have an impact, but the rewards you're looking for is not the result of those things. You need to go to the spiritual. And Jack was kind of humanistic, was thinking, please, don't begin about the religious crap. So what's going on here? This Jack has invested so much in taking patterns that he never evaluated. And even when people show him the evidence that something didn't add up, he he had cognitive dissonance. He just didn't want to accept it. He fought against it. So this Jack had a cousin, and he often discussed things with his cousin. But lately the cousin realized that Jack was only focused on arguing. And when the cousin tried to explain this to Jack, the cousin realized that he often was left behind drained after Jack came around. So the cousin came to lower contact with Jack. And again, Jack felt offended. But Jack didn't want to hear that his attitude was out of order. Now, in this example, it is obvious this Jack has invested so much in worldly expectations that he never evaluated, and to let go and to give it all up, that's anathema onto him. He doesn't want to think about that. But to continue with those thinking patterns, he needs to enforce, and he needs to act out against anything that frustrates those thinking patterns. So he seeks people that agree with him, so that he is relieved. And he does find people that agree with him and he's relieved. But that relief does not cancel out that those thinking patterns are inconsistent, and that they are worldly, and that they are darkness. And you know what, folks? A lot of people, they just don't want to evaluate their thinking patterns because there's too much at stake for them. There's too much at stake, especially if they are above 25. People below 25, I'm not saying people below 25 are easier in giving up thinking patterns, because there are many stubborn, fakely stubborn young people out there. I know quite some of them. But the older someone becomes, the more their age increases, the less willing they are to admit that they may have been deceived, or to reevaluate things. And what happens when people persist in their will that they never evaluated? Well, you know it. There comes a point that the denial doesn't work anymore and that they explode. And this explosion, man, it can be instantly that they freak out, throw objects and all of that, or it can be that they are losing it little by little. And people don't notice immediately that the individual is out of his or her mind, but then one day the individual does something so shocking and people are frightened, thinking, how could this ever happen? Well, it also happens to young people, not only to older people. So just learn this. Some people just don't want to evaluate anything. They're so invested in darkness. Okay, what do you do now? Are you going to argue with them? No. Are you going to cut them off, throw them away to feel good about yourself? No, because that's darkness also. You lower your contact with them, and if they decide to throw you away, let them. You don't need that contention around you. You don't. Why? Because Satan will use that contention to bring you in danger. And those people, even if they're not aware that demons are using them, they're still accountable for holding on to thinking patterns they never evaluated. They're still responsible for their investment in darkness. And let me tell you, believer, those that follow Christ, you will encounter a lot of people that will argue with you, just feel relieved about themselves. Why do you think they killed Christ? When you read through the Gospels, you'll often find out that the crowd had expectations that didn't add up, but they kept investing in. And to relieve themselves from having to face their inconsistency, they transferred their negative energy onto Christ. And till the day it worked, that they have murdered him publicly to vindicate their thinking patterns. Now, however, the Most High turned it all around and used it for good, but nevertheless, from their part, it was still wickedness. So, understand, not everyone wants to grow. Some people will never move on. Some will after a while, but you don't have to wait after a while. Meanwhile, you continue with Christ and be at peace.